Right, guys, got my vest on, got my water. This is a race against time because I've turned my aircon off, I've turned my fan off so you can hear me. So now we'll just see how long I've got before I turn into a sweaty mess. Right, Q&A about Thailand, YouTube, online business focus, and a couple of the topics that I picked out the important questions, the valuable questions, so I will get into it before wasting more of your time. So, best method to get your first client. So, first client, you won't have any social proof, you won't have any experience, you're probably not 100% sure how to get results for your clients. So, you want to find out, first of all, where they are. So, if they are like an e commerce brand, then they're going to be on Instagram. If they are like quite a professional business, like an accountant or a lawyer firm, then you're going to be using LinkedIn or cold email. You're just going to find the best platform to reach them on. That's going to be important because there's no point trying to reach them on a platform that they only go on once a month. Next, message them saying, by the way, you're going to be messaging 20 to 30 people every single day with this offer for a month, and you will have paying clients by the end of it. That's how it works. So you message them saying you'll do free work in return for a case study. So I walked into you can't even see it, I walked into the bloody bedpost there and it killed. Anyway, I was on a roll there. So you're going to be messaging them saying, hey, I'd love to do some free work for you. Whatever that free work is, you're going to offer it to them and say, look, just in return for a quick testimonial or quick case study on how I helped you, because this is going to help build your social proof. So when you go on to other people and say, look, this costs X amount, then they can see that you've already provided the results for another person, another business. And yeah, it just eliminates their buyer's doubt. And then you're just going to rinse and repeat this until you've built this huge portfolio of free work. And then you can go to any business and say, look, I've done all of this work. I've achieved all of these results for all of these companies. I'm more than qualified to do this for you for a retainer fee or whatever you're going to charge. So yeah, if you want the exact process, like messages to send, like how to follow up, everything like that, the whole sales process, then click the link below. You can join my course. I'll teach you everything and more about this. Next, how much time do you need during the day to start a business? So this is a difficult one. If you've got a lot of time, then obviously allocate a lot of time to it. If you work in a 9 to 5, you're already going to the gym as well, and you've only got like an hour or two in the day, then you just got to maximize your time. This is split into 3 areas: creating content. This is going to build your social proof, and it's also a great habit to build. It's going to just build your brand. Number 2, doing outreach. So this is, again, messaging people for the free work or paid work, because ultimately, if you are starting out, then you're not going to have a brand. You're not going to have like that magnet that attracts people to you. You have to go out and find people. And number 3, sharpening your sword. It's not what you think, you dirty bastards. Sharpening your sword is about improving your skills. This could be taking courses, just reading books, just anything to get better at this service that you're offering. And I've done a quick breakdown. So content should be about 30 minutes a day. I mean, this could be like Instagram Reels, LinkedIn posts, whatever platform is best for your target market. Outreach, another 30 to 60 minutes. To be honest, that should only be 30 minutes. And then sharpening your sword, another 30 to 60 minutes. So that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. Like that's if you're doing a 9 to 5, like you should allocate that time to that business. If you are serious about building a life of freedom, building a life of fulfillment, having your own business, like living on your own terms, then dedicating 2 hours a day really isn't that much of a sacrifice. Book recommendations. So I'm a big believer that you read what you need to read in life, rather than just having a list and just working through it quite purposelessly. Is that a word? Anyway, you're going to want to do it. So recent reads, I've done recent and recommended. So recent reads. So when I was struggling with, I had power issues, like I didn't have much influence or anything like that, I was reading 48 Laws of Power. Discipline Equals Freedom. I read that just to become disciplined again, because when I was back in England, I went through a bit of a not very disciplined stage, read that. And right now I'm reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which is a bit of a spiritual book, because my spirituality is something that I'm exploring. Jesus Christ. That I'm exploring now. It's just like a section of my life that I feel has been not ignored, but sort of put to one side for a while. So I'm just going to be diving into that in the next couple of months. I've got some recommended reads. These are just books that I've read in the past few years that I just recommend to everyone I meet. So $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi is a fantastic business book. It's just baller. He's got an online course as well. If you go to acquisition.com, it's basically the book in video course format. It's free. You don't have to sign up with your email or anything. Yeah, absolute baller. Love Hormozi. And Psycho-Cybernetics, this was one of the first almost personal development books that I read. Mind blowing. It's so good. It's all about training your subconscious. To be honest, I think I'm going to reread that after I finish The Power of Now, because it's one of those books that you keep going back to. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I just love this book. I've got a few friends who love this book. It was just about just having that monk-like mindset when it comes to modern life. Because Jay Shetty, if you don't know his story, he quit university when he was trained to be like a lawyer or a doctor, and he went and lived with monks, and then he sort of came back into the modern world and is teaching people like how to be more monk-like, I guess, how to have more purpose in your life. He's got a podcast called On Purpose, which I love. It's great. So yeah, I think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty is a great book. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'm about a third of the way through and I already love it. Great books for sort of introducing that spirituality into your life. It's great. It's a bit of an eye-opener, really. Think and Grow Rich, absolute classic by Napoleon Hill. Again, like Psycho-Cybernetics, that was one of the first ones that I read, and it's one of those that you just keep going back to, like you refer to different like chapters of the book or different sections, just depending on where you're at in life, what you're struggling with. So yeah, they're the books, really. How to join the course. So there's a link in the description below. Click join course, invest in your future. Done. Can you speak about other businesses? So I know a lot of other YouTubers, they'll talk about Forex, dropshipping, Amazon FBA, SMMA. Like SMMA is all I know, apart from like the YouTube and the coaching stuff. So I'll just stick with that, because I'm not trying to be one of those people that will talk about everything just on like a surface level. I'd rather go deep and offer real value when I talk about my videos. So yeah, right now, I mean, I've dabbled in other stuff, but not like enough to speak with confidence and authority and say, hey, this is a great way of doing this, do this, because yeah, I just haven't got the experience in other areas. And yeah, my business focuses right now are SMMA and coaching, so helping others achieve freedom and fulfillment with my course and my one-to-one coaching through an online business. Right, how cheap is it to live in Thailand? Again, there's a full breakdown of this in my course, like what areas to stay in, how to get cheaper prices on stuff. But a brief overview would be like it's cheap in the north of Thailand, in like Chiang Mai, which is very popular for people with online businesses. Great expat community. So you can live for like £700 a month. It's about $900 maybe. I don't know. So yeah, like Koh Samui, you can live like a pretty decent life off about 1,500 quid a month. For 5k a month, you can pretty much do whatever you want. In terms of like you're staying in super nice villas, you go to any restaurant you want like every day. You have like a truck, you have a bike. That's pretty much you can do whatever without like thinking, oh, what about money? So yeah, meal at a Thai restaurant costs about £1.50. Again, no idea what that is in dollars. You'll have to work that out yourself. Coffee is about the same. Rent in old apartments, so not this place because I've upgraded. My rent in my old apartment was £230 a month. Quite a nice modern one-bedroom apartment. It had a sea view, really good location, shared pool. Yeah, bills included. Yeah, I already said that. Should I start a YouTube channel and how? First of all, yes, just because yes. So the best thing to do is just go into it with the mindset of the first 50 videos are shit, but you just got to get them done and then decide whether you want to carry it on, because yeah, that's basically it. Just go for quantity, just go for a daily upload for 50 days and then decide whether you want to take it on and carry it on But yeah, I used to be a sucker for, like, when I started it in 2020, it would always be like, I'd do like one a week maybe, and I did like three because it was like, oh, I've got to film all of this and then get all the B-roll and then like edit it and then do all these subtitles and stuff. But you've just got to take imperfect action. Just like, I mean, look at my videos, like the editing's shit. I do it myself. It takes 30 minutes maybe. But yeah, I'm just going for quantity over quality right now. Yeah, that's about it, really. You just, well, in terms of quantity, yeah, go for 50 and yeah, see from there. So choose a broad subject. So what this is you're gonna, like, if you're doing self-improvement, you're gonna want to cover a lot of areas, and then you're gonna narrow it down over time. You sort of letting your audience choose what they like, if that makes sense. So you'll see from creating 50 videos which videos are the most popular, and then you just sort of carry on with those ones. So looking at your analytics, see what gets the most views, etc. And yeah, using a mix of value and viral videos. So this is, viral videos are the ones that are entertaining. They've got like social interactions in, like could be vlogs, cold approach, it could be pranks, all that sort of stuff like that goes viral. Then you mix that in with value videos, kind of like this, where I'm just offering value on what people are asking me. So the viral videos, they bring people to your channel, and the value videos keep people here. And that's kind of how it works. Finally, tips for focus. Just put your phone in another room. Don't try to pretend that you can just work with your phone around. Just chuck it in another room. Just don't make it difficult for yourself having your phone out or like your to-do list out, because if you've got like your to-do list and it's just there looking at you, then obviously you're going to start. This moves on to like the next bullet point. It's like, if you're starting on a task and you see another one that's easier, then you're going to do that. What I used to do was just, I'd have a list of like 7 things. I'd start doing one, and when it got a bit difficult, I'd move to the next one because it was easy. And when that got a bit difficult, I'd move to the next one and then the next one, and none of them would get done. I'd just do the easy parts and feel like I'd accomplished something. So you're going to want to finish a task before you move on to the next one. And this is a tip. This is a tip that I use, is like, tell yourself you're not getting up from your chair until this is done. And honestly, the amount of times that I've been so close to shitting my pants is unforgivable, really. But I get shit done. So not literally shit, but do 25 minutes and 5 minutes break. So if you repeat this 6 times, that's 3 hours work, and that should be your day's work with an online business. If you are focused, you know what you're doing, then yeah, that's what I do. 25 minutes, then 5-minute break, just to sort of keep your mind pretty active, pretty focused. Because if you go, and I think it said like, if anything over 45 minutes, then your focus just completely dips. And yeah, that's about it. You'll get better at focus. Like I used to be, I couldn't do anything, couldn't just do one task, but now I'm slowly starting to build on that and just get better and better. So if you are struggling to spend 10 minutes just sitting down and doing one thing, then don't worry about it, because just keep doing 10 minutes at a time, and then you'll eventually get to 15 minutes. And then from there, you'll get to 20 minutes and you will become more focused, but you just got to keep disciplined in like, right, this is the task that I'm doing. I'm not leaving until I've done it. You've just got to have that mindset. And I think that was, that was it for today. I hope you've liked this Q&A. I will, I'm going to go for a dip because it has got smoking hot in this room. I'm going to go dip. And I'll see you all soon. And again, if you are wanting to start your own business, build your own income, then click the link below, join my course, and I will see you in there. All right, all the best. See you soon.